Martin Lappin here with Alternative Heating Solutions, and we just got the newest G series in yesterday. This is the 4000, and right off the get-go we're just going to cover the major obvious differences. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see the 4000 has a much larger door than the G100 that it replaces. (20 by 20) to where the old G100, if I remember correctly, was 16 by 16. And right away, here's the G100 inside. And here is the 4000. No more side panels like the older series had. Now you just gotta flip, lift one out. And right back there is your primary air intake. There's one on each side. And no more refractory nozzle. That is the 409 titanium enhanced stainless steel. And as far as I can tell, it's constructed entirely of 1/2 inch material. The floor is now all refractory, to where the G100, you had the refractory nozzle in the center, then towards the outsides it was stainless. And the other thing we noticed right away, no more air box on the front. It's been moved to the rear. And without the air box, no more channel across the front, like the older G series had. Right here. And that was always good for getting a little bit of creosote or ash under it. You just couldn't get to with a poker to keep stirred up. One of our competitors seemed greatly concerned about the door flanges, and you can see here on the older G100 they did stick out further. Competitor's concern was we were losing too much heat through that. Well, not a concern anymore. You need to find something else to worry about, guys. You can see that that door comes right up close to the cabinet, maybe 1/4 inch. This will cut down on a little heat loss, even though that's marginal at best. But what it will cut down on is condensation, since there's not so much material exposed to the cold air in the winter. And right off the get-go, if you look at the inner door baffle on these, that's the 4000. And here's the G100. That, if I remember correctly, measured about 3 inches. On the 4000, it's 7. So the doors are going to be much cooler. And with the baffles further into the stove, also less condensation. And these do fit tighter. You can see here they actually ground a little bit of the head off on the carriage bolt. Ditto on the bottom. And this is deeper as well by 1 inch compared to the G100. So you should be seeing much cooler doors and much less condensation. The other thing right off the get-go you'll notice, there's the G100. And here is the G4000. You pull that pin out of the lifting eye and drop the vent in there. So we did away with one opening in the roof, one less opening it could potentially leak when it rains, one less opening to potentially lose some heat through. The other thing is the exhaust is now off to one side, and it is a 2-piece roof. For most of us that won't matter, but if you have this inside and have a considerable amount of stovepipe on it to get outside, if you ever need to take the top off, you won't have to disassemble your stovepipe. There are a few other minor cosmetic changes. Vent in the rear door has been changed. And the other thing you'll notice, the levers are different on them now. With the older G series, you pulled on it to open the bypass and push to close. And unlike my G200, the wife has to use both hands to get them to shut. Newer ones, they've changed the linkage a little and they put longer handles on it to make it easier. Pretty much one finger to open it, and one finger to close it. And you'll see, like I said, they're operate opposite direction now. We will, in the next video, get more in depth on the changes. This is just a quick rundown. This has been Martin Lappin of Alternative Heating Solutions. The women don't find you handsome, at least they can find you handy.